The quarterback position, I know that's kind of the main one that everybody wants to hear about and talk about, but there's no update outside of the fact that they've all had a really good summer. I think each one of them, I heard True talk, and I think he's dead on, but each one brought their own unique leadership styles and skills that were needed at a time in the summer. One guy may be more impactful than the other guy at a certain day or a certain week, maybe some things that we've gone through, but Ty Story's done a good job getting himself ready to go, coming off of the 15 days of spring ball. Cole Kelly's another one. Dalton Hyatt is a young man that's got all the athleticism. He's got it, and he's one that we've really got to bear down on. And I know Coach Craddock is during our summer meetings have really worked with Dalton to see if we can get. We really need to get something out of him, and so I'm excited about him. He's had a good summer. Obviously, our two freshmen, Connor Nolan and John Stephen Jones. These two guys that came in the end of May, 1st of June, and they hit the ground running. And very knowledgeable. I was able to sit in on several of the meetings through the course of summer and listen to these guys give the feedback of what they knew according to, with the installs that we had going in during the course of summer. And listen to these guys just kind of regurgitate it back to us. It was impressive. Was able to go through and just listen to these guys talk about coverage recognitions and defensive recognition. So very knowledgeable. We knew that. Very well coached in high school, both these young men. So we'll see. We'll see how these guys come out. They'll get plenty of reps. As we start camp on Friday, we'll see how it goes from there. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the competition that we have, not just at the quarterback position, but a lot of our positions. I know Coach Craddock is ready to go. The offensive staff is ready. Defensively, let's start with our D-line. More importantly, we'll break these up with our DNs first, and then we'll move inside. But at our DN positions, this is an area that I feel like coming out of spring ball that we do have some depth. We got some depth in our D-line, and I think just from being a part of where we've been in the past and all the successful teams that we've been a part of, you had to be solid in two main areas. One, you had to be solid in the D-line, you had to be solid in the O-line, but more so you had to have the depth. The depth in that defensive line is critical. And I feel like that we do have depth. We got to continue to push and strain these guys and create that rotation. We're going to have a heavy rotation of guys as we go in to the season. But Gabe Richardson, we've all talked about Sosa. Sosa playing at that DM position and being able in some of Chiefs' defensive fronts, he can stem down and play inside. But he'll start out there at that DM position. Michael Taylor is another young man that's had a good summer. We're excited about getting Dorian Gerald here. I know he'll be coming in the next day or so. Nick Fullwilder, a true freshman, has had a good summer. Again, like all the other freshmen, they kind of drink out of a fire hose sometimes. There's so much stuff coming at them. So, what we try to do is just not over-indate them, especially in fall camp, and let them come along and see where they are. Again, the red shirt rule will help some of these freshmen. The other defensive end position, Randy Ramsey's another one that's had a remarkable summer. He's got all the talent. He's got all the skill set. He looks apart. I mean, man, when he gets off the bus, he looks apart. And a young man that we really need to have a breakout year. The tools are there. We all know that Chiefs coach some great ones at that position, and he can be another one in that line. I'm just excited to see what he's capable of doing. Jamario Bell, a young man that saw flashes, saw some good things out of him in spring ball, but he and Petway are a lot on the same category that consistency is the key. Where are you? It's time. You've been here long enough. Now let's go. Let's put some work in and let's make some progress. And he's done that. I challenge him, man. I needed you to be consistent in the summer, and he's done that. So again, Porter's another one there at the defensive end position. Another true freshman, Cortrey Alexander. That's coming on. He's figuring it all out. It's going to be a great player for us in due time. I can't wait to see what he does. All these freshmen, when they get a year in their system, what we call our power hour. These guys that maybe are redshirting, they'll spend their time while everybody's in meetings. During the course of the season, they'll spend their time in the weight room, and they'll do a power hour with Coach True, and he really just kind of elevates these guys getting ready for next spring. So, well, we'll see where they're at. Our inside, again, another group of young men that I feel like that we can have some depth there. Austin Capps, one that did not see him, but the first practice in spring ball. So I'm excited about seeing what he's able to bring. I know Coach Scott's very high on him. Armand Watts is another one that's has a chance to be really good. Again, another one's changed his body. Isaiah Nichols, a true freshman that got here in January. This young man now has done some really good things. I'm really excited about seeing what he can do after coming out of 15 practices in spring ball, been through a summer workouts, and now being able to get into fall camp. He's totally transformed his body. And so a true freshman there that I'm anticipating maybe is probably going to have a chance to help us. Jonathan Marshall, both Marshalls actually, TJ Smith, Briston Guidry, and at that other defensive position right there. Briston's another one's had a really good summer. Again, same thing, same message. It's time. Let's go. We're not going to sit on idle. I mean, we're gonna put it on the floor and let's see if we can go. We're not going to idle around anymore. Let's go with it. And Briston's a young man he's got all the talent and the potential right there. He's got good leadership in front of him. So I'm really excited about Briston. TJ Smith, like I said, we talked about Jonathan Marshall, another great leader for us. So we got depth. That's the one thing that excites me about this. We got to create and we got to find the right combination and the right fit. And I know Coach Caldwell and Coach Scott have are really excited about coming into this year with this group of young men. Let's talk about our linebacker position. I know Coach Chavis will talk and address this a little bit more later. Dre Greenlaw, Scooter Harris are two guys right there, especially Scooter at that Mike linebacker position. A guy that really needed to transform his body. And I felt like that at times he was too heavy. To where he needs to play and how he needs to play in this defense, he needed to scale his body back. We need to try to change his body from body fat composition, and that was a big focus. And we'd love to see him playing right around that 230, 235 mark at the most. So he's done a good job getting there. Dre Greenlaw, a young man that had cleaned his knee up and scoped it early on in May. He's back. He's full speed. He's ready. Feels better than ever. So again, we feel like those two guys right there are very sound. Hayden Henry is another one, very athletic. You'll see Hayden could possibly play some wheel backer at times. Chief does another great job with Chief, and when you talk to him, he always talks about being able to cross-train guys, and he always talks about some of the past schools he's been at. Sometimes he only had 3 linebackers. Or 4, and they had to cross train them to get to from the mic or from the wheel to the Sam. And so you'll see that. You'll see Hayden Henry play some of the Sam. Deion Edwards and D Walker. These are 2 guys that really got to come on. And I know Chief will talk about these guys, and he'll tell you straight up, it's his job to get these guys developed and get them ready to play. They got the talent, and we just got to get them pointing in that right direction. And they've had a good summer, so if that's any indication, we're well on our way. At that nickel position where we had Kevin Richardson, we've got Derek Munson, Devon McClure, I'm sorry, and Hayden Henry. You'll see Hayden. He's athletic enough to get out there at that nickel position. You'll also could see Joe Fouché some at that nickel. Again, that's just kind of, you see defenses now that are playing more with a nickel than you are a true Sam at times. And so to be able to have a hybrid guy in there is critical for us. So that position, we'll see some rotation early on in camp. But, Alexi Jean Baptiste, it's the same thing with him. As I've shared with several of these other guys, it's time to figure this out. This is It's time to take a step in the right direction, and let's be a contributor on this football team. So we're going to challenge these guys. Giovanni LaFrance is another one. Grant Morgan, just a ball player. We're excited to see what he can do at that Mike position. Kyrie Fisher, Bumper Pool, true freshman. These are some more guys that'll kind of see some time at that Mike position, but it'll also maybe bump into that Will spot at times. So we got some competition there. We'll see how it comes out through fall camp. In the back end, kind of the last thing we'll kind of talk about here on our back end. We've got at our corner positions our Chevin Callaway, Brito Tutt, Ryan Pulley, Nate Dalton, and then our true freshman Ladarius Bishop, and so those guys there again, a lot of man coverage at times. They're going to be on an island, so to be able to, I thought Ryan had a really good fall or spring through 15 practices. We'll see how it goes. He had a good summer. So he really needs to be the one that we can kind of put the anchor on right there and hold everything down right there for us. And Nate Dalton, getting the guy back healthy. He had a car wreck early in the summer. I missed a few weeks there, but he's back and he's healthy and ready to go. So again, excited about him. Brito Tutt's another one. They got it. I mean, they got the size, the length. And so we've really got to have those guys come on. We're going to challenge them a lot during fall camp. I'm sorry. The safety positions, Cameron Curl. You heard True mention about Cameron Curl. A guy that played corner last year, moving back to safety, has taken unbelievable ownership in that. Has transformed his body when you see before and afters of this guy, and his attention to detail. So expecting him to have a big year. He's an experienced guy. And so, again, we'll see how it comes out of there. The depth back there on the back end, Santos Ramirez, another one of our leaders of our football team, took him to SEC Media Days. He's ready. I mean, this is a guy that every time you walk around this guy, you just feel better about yourself because of the type of person, the personality he brings, the energy he brings. You just love coaching guys like that. So his leadership is very valuable. When he speaks, people listen. Again, back there in that back end, also Micah Smith. You'll see Joe Fouché. At the in our special teams, it's an area we're really addressing. That we've got to get better at. We feel like Blake is time. We'll see where we're at with that. The new kickoff rule is going to be a challenge, and see how people are going to play that. But we've got some competition going at those positions as well. But with that, I know I've covered a lot. I know that no one really wanted to talk about the injuries, but I wanted to go ahead and hit it head on and let you kind of know our plan. We have a plan in place, and I'm going to get these guys back. But we've got a lot of things going on right now. So, but these guys are ready to go. So with that,